Welcome to the Crypto Navigator. I'm your host, Alan. Adding GDLT to the stage. Welcome, GDLT. We got J68J on stage. We got Wayside. We got DJ Jesse Sean.
Yo.
And lower level. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate everybody showing up. And saw a lot of early birders in there early while I was snoozing around, looking at some audio and stuff. Appreciate everybody showing up here. Marvin Davis, Rye Guy, Angus, Tim Shea, Tyran, Silver Days, Tony Bags, Ralph Cooper, 23, Alchemist, Animal, anybody else?
Animal. And
Yeah,
Ralph Cooper.
Legendary Dave. Can't forget about
Legendary. And Ralph Cooper protecting nature.
Pay me in XRP. What's up, buddy?
Pay me.
When Mullet. When Moon.
When Mullet.
Today, guys.
Hit those likes.
Very exciting day for crypto. I think this was the heartbeat moment that I was kind of waiting for. Like, hey, we're in the bull market. You know what I mean? I think this was the actual official wake up call for me. Like, hey, we're actually here now. So I'm getting pretty excited. I know we're facing a pullback, in my opinion. I'm just going to say what I'm feeling. You can't have Bitcoin pumped out hard and not have a good pullback. So I do believe we're going to have some take and profit moments. And I believe it's probably going to be coming soon. And I'm pretty okay with it. I have taken a little bit of profit this week. I'm not going to lie. I took some profit on some Jasmine. I almost took some profit on some HBAR and a few other tokens, but I didn't. I'm going to just lick my ice cream and I'm going to chill for a little bit and see where this market's going to take me. But I'm definitely going to take some profits along the ride. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was going to say, before we get started, you said something, Alan. You said, when Mullet, when Moon. That's something that, okay, so me and Mullet used to be on Brad Combs' live stream back in like 2019. And then he would say, you guys, say something in the chat so I could shout you out. That was how he ended the show all the time. And every time when Mullet would say something like, great show, Brad, whatever. And Brad Combs would say, he rolled down the list like it was, calling roll in class in the morning. And he would say, when Mullet, when Moon. And then he would say, like, Ed Franzlowski. And then he would say, like, Sean Thompson. Or he'd say, just whoever. And so when you said that, that triggered, a memory. So, dude, I think we're on our way, guys. So let's get into it.
Shout out to King Big Watch. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
So, appreciate the content today, man. You're helping me in my little bit of time that I had pick up some hidden gems. I really I love your content, bro. Really appreciate you coming on as well. You bring a lot to the community, and dude, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in profit in this last little bit that I took. So I thank you for that. So.
Hey, much love, Crypto Navigator. And I mean, you're doing tremendous things here, bringing the communities together, bringing all of us from different perspectives, but we're all we all have the same thing in common, and that's crypto and that's digital assets, and seeing the opportunity that's right in front of us, that not surprisingly, not many people could see, but they need a reason to see it. And that reason's going to be coming up very soon. So.
What's up?
They need a reason to see why blockchain is valuable, and you'll see. It'll be too late for them, but they'll see.
Yeah, most of our family's been sleeping for a long time. I think now I'm starting to get a little bit of interest from most of my family when I start talking about digital assets, because now we're seeing the ETFs. We're seeing big players moving into the space. We're actually getting advertisement again on television. Google lifted their restrictions for crypto-related advertisement. So, people are starting to wake up. We haven't even seen retail, which is crazy. Yeah. This little bit of movement we got is nothing. No retail is really here yet. I mean, leftovers from. Go ahead.
No, sorry to cut you off. And the alt season that everybody wants, like, yeah, we're getting certain alts that are doing some amazing things, but alt season's not even fully underway yet. So,
gonna be euphoric for sure. I'm really excited about just where we could go in these next 2 years. You know, I know it's like about a 2-year period in my opinion, and it's just the patient one is going to prevail. You know, the turtle wins the race kind of deal. And for me, I'm looking at what I could just live off of for the next 2 years. I am not really looking at cashing out. I'm looking at what I need to live off for the next 2 years, so I can get back what's is really important, which is the most valuable thing, which is time, because you trade time for your money. And I want my time back to where I could do whatever I need to do and do things more efficiently. And, you know, spend more time with my family, especially that, you know, because a lot of us, I'm sure, in this community have all sacrificed lots of our time to get to this level. And that is our reward, is that wonderful time back with our family, that precious time. So I'm most excited about that.
Absolutely. So
James, I know you've been busy, man. You've been bringing lots of great content, man. I know you got another stream tonight. You've been bringing some really amazing guests on too, my brother. You've been doing excellent.
Thank you. Yeah,
who do you have coming on your next? You were talking a little bit about that earlier in the backstage. Talk to me a little bit about what you got coming up.
I've got my next guest is Lewis Jackson, so he'll be on tomorrow. We just had Zach Rector on last week. We had Will Fix. We had I've had incredible interviews. I started my show with a lot of interviews, you know, over the last 12 months, but kind of got into doing coins and then just started, with Edo Farina Versan. We've got just so much stuff going on and all these different connections that I just started really leaning more towards, you know, bringing on a lot of people that are just real hot right now. And it really, my last so many interviews have been tying right into what Fruition Production's been doing. So if you look at right before Will Fix and Zach Rector, I had on Echo, and see Echo, Zach Rector, Lewis Jackson. I got Molly that I'm talking to right now. Even your guy Cypher X is just gave me a confirmation he's coming on. So I'm working on some people, man. Crypto Erie, you know, I got some things that I'm working on. And so what it is as you're connecting to these people who are connected to people, and I might get on somebody's show, and so I'm just kind of taking advantage and tap reading through people and getting them on the show. And so I'm really, really excited about the interview tomorrow with Lewis Jackson, but I'm even more excited about the interview with Fruition Productions, just to see where their mindset is, what motivated them to do, you know, this whole documentary and everything else like that. So I'm just really excited, man, and got some really good guests coming up in the next few weeks after that.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, this market is really starting to turn. I believe a lot of content creators are going to have twice the viewers as we have now currently, and you know, there's going to be a lot of growth in this space and a lot of great content, and the collaboration is amazing. I love it. You're bringing some collaboration. I mean, I designed this channel just to be a platform for everybody. I don't care really to make money with this. You don't see any QR codes up yet, and I would love to pay for my StreamYard, so that would be wonderful, but you know, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for the connections that I'm able to get from just providing a platform, and the amount of knowledge that each one can actually gather in a space one night a week.
Right.
And I'm just excited to be that one person that can do it on Wednesday. So
yeah, I like what you're saying about taking profit. That's really important, man. It's good to have your long-term bags, but you know, there's so many people, you know, since I've been around in 2017 that they'll experience a bull run and all they got is a story. They got no profit. They just got a story. Right. Well, guess what, man? At one point I had this much money. I had so many friends that literally became millionaires and look back down there, right back down to like a couple hundred, $250,000, when at one point they were at like 1.2. And that's just how much the market retraced. So I think it's brilliant to take profits. I think you should have yourself set up where you have your profit taking strategy, and then obviously your long-term hodl bags, and I really think that 25 to 30 is going to be amazing. I think a lot of the stuff that we've been going 23 is going to bleed into 24, which is what we're dealing with now, and I think 25 to 30 is just going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
Yeah, it's and if 2024 is a reflection year of 2020 in any way, we're due for some major catalyst that's going to probably happen this year. I mean, unfortunately, that's going to be bad for people, but it'll be good for crypto.
Right.
Because I don't mean bull cycle is going to be really turning on. And I don't know for you guys, but viewership in 2020 went up for my channel because everybody's at home the whole time. And that's the funny thing is like if this catalyst happens, then like metaverse and all that type of stuff starts taking off again, right? The desire for online content starts going up.
Right.
You know, it's a strange time. It's a strange time, but I feel like, yeah, there's still a lot of growth. It definitely looks like 2025 to 2030 is going to be like the light side of this dark period of this decade. You know, like it looks like we're getting close to the end of the darkness of this first half of the decade, and we can finally start moving on to you know, some lighter years and more positive you know, momentum just for humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard about like the 2030 agendas too and things like that. And, you know, I've been trying to think of every possible scenario, right? Like, let's say somehow, some way Biden is reelected, right? It's not like that's really bad for crypto because crypto has done well in Biden times. Like it still can make you filthy gains. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if he were to be president again, that means there's still a lot more transitioning to happen. And it is a 2030 initiative. Like this whole decade of 2020 is basically supposed to be a transformational decade, then I suppose. But I hope that's not the case. I hope that we don't have to suffer through another like 4 or 5 years of this crap. And we can just start moving on to the internet of value, please.
I don't see how we can make it to 2030 without like almost full scale wide adoption, everything tokenized. I mean,
right.
Why would, because essentially, if you really think about it, we would have to be on internet 2.0 instead of 3. We were nobody's going to operate on the old archaic system when you have the fastest connection possible, most secure, and everything is really cyber related or security related focused right now. And then AI, throw that into the mix and how scary that is and how fast quantum computing is going to come. Yeah. There's only 8 quantum computers right now. That's it, 8. So imagine going into that AI world, everybody's going to be like, you know, main focus security. And actually XRP is the most secure network out of any crypto. So anybody would like to combat that, not to be XRP centric or maxi right now, but I mean, essentially that is the case. So,
you know, the thing that I'm realizing right now is there, and I'm sure, you know, GDLT, DJ Jazzy XRP, Wayside Soldier, and you Navigator, you've probably dealt with this. Friends and family that are contacting me right now that, you know, in 2021, I got so many calls from people wanting to FOMO in, like, what's going on, and then obviously we had the fall off, and all those people stopped calling me. I had celebrity friends, I had so many people calling me trying to connect. What should I do? And then all of a sudden the market dipped. I didn't hear from anyone, and all of a sudden my phone is blown up again. I'm telling you, I would hate to be the new guy right now because I think FOMO is real. When Bitcoin took off to 60 something, there were so many people that got liquidated in shorts. And then all of a sudden, you probably got these people that turn around and say, okay, let me try to leverage to the upside. And then boom, Bitcoin dropped to 59. It's like, bro, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous, dude. I've been personally doing little short future trades on BTC, just throwing like, you know, $20 and I've been liquidated every time. It sucks. Because I keep going. BTC's at 56K. Okay, I'm going to start shorting it from here. Oh, we're at the fib retracement. Dude, we're past the 78.6 of the we're in danger zone right now where it's at. And I'm still going to keep trying to short it. I'm gonna keep trying to short it.
Yeah, G, I would not want to be a new person, and I hate to say that, but like anybody who's watching this show, anybody who's from Crypto for Life or from Crypto Navigator show, I hope that, or even all you other guys who have platforms, I hope to God you have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, I would not want to be a new guy in this because where Bitcoin is at right now with ETFs and really the supply demand and everything. I mean, look at Ethereum. Like, I would not want to be trying to figure out what to get into, because it's the time where people get wrecked right now. If you're not positioned, you're either going to miss it or you're going to jump in and it's going to retract, whatever the case. But if you're long term in this thing and you got the mindset of a 3 to 5 year plan, you're sitting back just chilling. You're sitting back watching a damn movie, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just watching a movie.
we have this little clip on my channel where it's this dude who's just sitting back smoking a doobie, watching his screen just light up, and he's like going, hell yeah, right? Like, that's what we should be doing right now. Some people are coming in and asking, what crypto should I buy? What's a good crypto to buy right now? It's like, this is not the time to be buying anything, really, man. Like, this is not a time to be chasing pumps. The time to be buying was 2022, 2023. Those were the times. Setting ourselves up.
So funny. I was at a car auction when Mike Owens, Crypto Navigator, and we had all these guys coming up going, I'm missing it, huh? I'm missing, huh? All these other dealers, we're missing it, huh? And I'm like, what should I get? Man, I'm gonna call you. And I'm like, bro, don't call me. Like, I don't even want to deal with that right now. I don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't want to deal with psychotic people that just are just. They didn't listen, hard-headed. You're hard-headed. You didn't listen, and now you want a quick answer to something I've been telling you about forever. No, I don't want that phone call. Yeah, no, you're gonna give me anxiety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reggie.
No. It's what I was thinking with to going back to our talk, like, okay, let's say, if the second half of the decade isn't the positive change, like, I could see it as well, that because I've been hearing a lot of projections for 2027 being the year of a major cyber attack or cyber virus. And it does make sense, this narrative, because right now we are getting so lost in this technology, and we've opened up this Pandora's box with AI, and just the way deepfake is going, AI generation is going, we have no control over this right now. And so what's going to happen is this is going to lead to a lot of drama, a lot of conflict that's going to come from this AI, growth, and possibly seeing a cyber virus, a global scale cyber virus that makes us, and this is what I've been talking about, is people will see the value of blockchain is after a cyber virus happens. And then you start hearing XRPL wasn't affected. You start hearing blockchains weren't affected. Let's start tagging our real systems to blockchain, and then people will be like, oh yeah, we've been hearing about that and Bitcoin and all this stuff. Oh wow, I guess it's the real deal.
Yeah.
So that's how I could see maybe how this stuff gets delayed a little further, but come on, man. Come on.
Hey G, you were so right. I never thought about that. Problem, reaction, solution.
Right. Yeah, it's setting up for a cyber virus, and then that's where blockchain, because we're all trying to figure out how the hell does this thing become mass adopted? Is it going to be some super app that everybody just gets obsessed with and they end up finding out that it's blockchain connected? I'm like, no, dude, it's got to be something where we're all on the same page. It's got to be some global catalyst, just like how 2020 was, where we're all just like, okay, hey, we're all using Zoom right now to talk with each other while we're in lockdowns. That's what it's going to be with this cyber virus. Hey, we are all using blockchain now to interact with each other. All right, that's what's going to happen.
And that'll make the adoption curve accelerate faster than Twitter was around in 2007, 8, 9. It took 10 years to be a thing. Or YouTube. I had a YouTube account when I was riding motorcycles in 2013, but nobody was really using YouTube unless you wanted to watch cat videos or car videos or something stupid. And now, I say that YouTube is the video version of Google, and that's exactly what it is. I need to change my alternator in my car. How do I do that? I'm looking up on YouTube, and there'll be a tutorial from 5 years ago or 7 years ago where this guy put out a YouTube video. And, the video's still getting played and getting likes 7 years later on how to do a simple fix.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter what it is. You could be fixing your garbage disposal. But my point is that adoption curve took what, 10, 12 years? You almost had to wait for the next generation of kids to embrace it. And so, what you're saying is that, no, we need an adoption curve that's 2 years. So there has to be some problem reaction solution, scare everybody, and boom, there you go.
Right. And the thing is, it's people will react when they're seeing, oh crap, banks are getting hacked, and there's a malware cyber virus that's draining banks of people's money. And then you're also seeing exchanges getting drained of their money as well. And then that's going to be a pro for self-storage, self-custody, cold storage. Dude, the big money loves cold storage. There's so many people who have way more money, like, millions upon millions of dollars. They believe in cold storage. So that's given me a sign that, yeah, this is for real. Like, we definitely need to have our crypto off exchanges in case of a cyber attack that ends up draining people's like funds. And then if it's an air gapped cold storage wallet, even better, then your funds are completely safe, right? Like, so that's what I'm waiting for. Is it happening this year, or is it going to be happening in the next, like, are we going to have our crypto boom, right? A speculative crypto boom. And then we're thinking, hey, this is it. ISO 222 is underway. We already saw the Federal Reserve banks in 2025 go live. And we're just living off this high that, yep, we're here. We're finally here. We made our money. And then bam, cyber virus happens and cleans out exchanges, cleans out freaking banks, right? I mean,
99 cryptos.
Yeah, 99% go away. All that type of stuff, right? I mean, I'm not trying to spread fear here. I'm not trying to spread fear, but it's always preparation, right? Like, it's always about, like, I always say I don't invest in the future. I invest in possibilities. And I try to look at I try to look at every possible outcome that could possibly come our way to just be prepared for that, to try to set up some sort of win-win scenario anyway, if it happens or doesn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right on, G. I'm totally with you on that. And like, look at Coinbase. Isn't Coinbase the ETFs? They're going through Coinbase somehow. There's like I can't remember all the legalities of it, but they're using Coinbase for custody, I do believe. Isn't that correct? Does anybody know? Because that would explain why Coinbase would freeze. I mean, if these ETFs were cashing out and they're using Coinbase for their custody, that would make sense if the pump was that hard that, yes, Shane Sullivan says yes. So, yeah, Coinbase, I mean, that would make... Now, think about this.
Coinbase is doing part of the custody, yes, for sure.
Okay, so think about this. Now we have custody solutions cashing out on Coinbase, and then you have what's left of potential what we would still call retail. Some of us don't have institutional money, obviously. So that makes perfect sense. What's it going to be when it hits all-time high or even higher? What's the likelihood of cashing out? So it's real important that, you have other types of cash out solutions, like was brought up in a couple streams ago here on my channel, like, going with the Caleb and Brown and other solutions. So if anybody has another solution other than Caleb and Brown, put it in the chat for those that don't know. Or if anybody here on the stream knows another name, shout it out. Anybody have another solution?
I got
not exchange. And go ahead, Joe.
No, I just wanted to switch gears for 1 second, because I know that 6-8 don't have that much time with this. I tell you what, no, finish your thoughts with what you had people put in the chat, and I'm going to ask 6-8 a question.
So, anybody, do you know, Jess? There was a,
what's up, fellas?
I can't remember. What's up, Jess? Good to see you. Bit4x? No, let's see. No, not exchanges. I'm talking custody solutions. Anyway, there's several options, but I'm strongly suggesting that everybody don't depend on exchanges for cashing out. You do have, I've seen some new people in the chat, so I'm mentioning these things. In your cold storage option, there is, the option of always switching to a stable coin. What stable coin to choose is, do your own research. And in my diversification, I'm going to be looking into potentially USDC and or potentially Pax Gold or any type of gold alternative. In my opinion, that's what I'm personally doing as a diversification out of assets and or rolling my profits into other utility based assets. I think is the better option. Going with things are going to stick around for the long term, like more than likely your X coins. In my opinion, I'm using X coins as my diversification out of my profits and into coins that I'm going to hold long term and utilize the liquidity portion of those assets, which I believe will be the most valuable in the future. So never plan on selling most of those assets. So
smart.
Yeah.
I trust. Yeah, K HUD, I appreciate you putting that in there. There is another one that I can't remember that Adam mentioned. It was really good, but yeah, definitely. Really looking toward the future, guys. 2024 has been a year of laser focusing for me, getting more prepared, and just I don't have the trust set up that I mentioned many streams back. I do plan on doing that and a few other things to be a little bit more diversified and have a position where I can actually take and move capital without potentially causing a taxable event. That's also going to be main focus for 2024 as well. So I would suggest that you get a good tax accountant, somebody that does have some crypto knowledge, and make sure you have all those things lined up, because it's going to be a little difficult when everybody's trying to do it at one time.
Man, big time.
Well, the space is going to grow, and there's going to be more professionals that like crypto, and they're going to be doing it themselves. And there's going to be more attorneys they like crypto, and they're going to be practicing, figuring out, So it'll come with the space.
I do got some people that I've been trying to get onto the stream. I don't know if you guys remember, like 4 streams back, we had a guy was in the major financial and tax world come on the stream and talk a little bit about a few things. Trying to get him back on, and because he was going to investigate a few things for us, for the community. Haven't got a chance to get him back on the stream. He's been really busy and tied up, but I'm going to try to, since I'm already focusing on it, I'm going to try to bring that value to the community here and what I can, as far as what they're willing to tell you guys. So definitely plan on looking into that and bringing it to the community. James, I know you got to get off soon, so you got anything else you want to share real quick with the community?
I mean, I'm with you guys right now. I still got about a good 25 minutes, man. So I'm absorbing what you guys are talking about. I like all the points. I think if there's anything I could tell people right now, man, is definitely it's 5 things that I talk about, which is have a strategic plan. Do your own research. So many people are just trying to jump into so many things. Like, it's good to be diversified, but if you jump into too many things, you're going to become a master of nothing. It's good to just find those, that core group of assets that could take you where you want to go. So do your own research. Number 3 is control your emotions. Number 4 is what CryptoNavigator did. Have some stages where you're taking profits. Otherwise, it's hard to time that top, man. And then number 5, just stay focused on your main thing. Make sure the main thing is the main thing, which is, your why. Why are you doing this? And remember what that is. Don't get caught up in all the numbers. But I think if you do that, you'll be able to live with yourself and just be excited. I think there's 2 things in this bull run that's coming up. And I think it's the greatest bull run we'll ever see ever, because of just how it's going down. But I think that you're either going to have some people that make life-changing money, or you're going to have people that just missed the boat and be super regretful. Where you fit into the equation is going to be predicated off of your strategy, and that's pretty much all I got to say. I'll jump in. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. So here's my question I wanted to ask you, and this is something that me and Alan had discussed earlier. Is you remember the guy with the family office in Germany that was explaining about This video's been making the circuits on YouTube and Twitter about the guy with the family office that's explaining XRP and what the use case is, what the utility is, the business model for Ripple, and then talking about ETHgate. What are your thoughts on that? Because he basically laid it all out.
Yeah, he sure did.
Now, which video was that?
Okay, so it was a German guy that has a family office.
Yeah, I just showed him. I think I just showed the video on my stream like the other day, right? CryptoNavigator, and I was acting like I knew. I act like I knew Germany or something. I was kind of lying like I could. I was actually reading the word. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So, oh my God. My mind is just blank with that, man. I would have to go back and watch that video. Maybe you guys can tell me what he said, and it'll refresh my memory. I just had such a crazy.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So here's what he does. So they're on the German stock exchange, like I guess like the the German version of the NYSE or the Nasdaq, the trading floor. Right. And they have this board up. It's not a whiteboard. It's a TV screen, a monitor, and he's explaining Ripple, the company, and what their business model is, and that they're legit and professional. Right. And it's not a foundation where they're going to come up with something. They're solving real problems. Then, next to the name Ripple, it's XRP, XRPL, ODL, and he's explaining each part of the process. And then he explains how Ripple is not only trying to solve for payments, but they have different ways of solving for payments. And then he starts talking about the SEC lawsuit against Ripple and how he thinks that the SEC lawsuit was, for lack of a better term, was kind of fraudulent or with malintent, if you will. And that he talked about the free pass that Ethereum got, which leads into ETHgate. Right. And all the stuff that you've ever heard on DAI or Bradcoms or any of these other channels for years. Right. He is like the adult in the room that says, this is what's going on, and I'm talking about it, and I run a family office. And the female interviewer says, well, do you have Ripple stock? He's like, I have XRP tokens and I have Ripple shares. And I'm waiting for them to go IPO, and I can see it going to $5 to $10 in the near term. Right. But 3 to 4 digit XRP is what I see happening. Right. And I just wanted your thoughts on that. But if you don't recall a whole lot, then we can move on. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't recall a whole lot, to be honest with you. But everything that you said, I'm in agreement with as far as where the price predictions of XRP is. I'm super bullish on that. I'm trying to be careful with that, but I always just say, man, look at the documentation. Yeah, I think Valal Group or Valal Capital, the guys who did that, the one that
Val Hill.
Yeah, the one that Molly's connected to. I think they did a phenomenal job of breaking that down. And I always tell people, man, look, I don't know what's more bullish than that. The only other person that I saw that did it from maybe a aspect that wasn't so I don't know if I would call it professional, but like Will Fix did a phenomenal job breaking it down almost like an Excel spreadsheet. It was ridiculous. And so those numbers, man, are between 15 and 35 grand. And I always say this, man, if they just got it 1% right. I mean, screw 10% right. If they just got it 1% right, that changes everybody's life. I mean, 1%, that's $150 to $350. But 10% right? I mean, my God. Man. Here's the best way I like to answer questions. The best way to get an answer to any question when it comes to XRP or anything on that level is just to go back and look at what other assets like Bitcoin has done. And I don't mean Bitcoin, you can't compare it to XRP, but if you want, I think most people's problem is they can't fathom that kind of money. When you can't fathom what it is to make $100,000 a month, or what it would be to make. I mean, like there's a time and I won't go into too much, but I would have never thought I would have saw 600 to 800,000 monthly coming in from staking. I would have. I mean, yes. I would have never thought I'd ever saw that. And so, if you can't fathom that, it sounds like a scam. If you can't fathom $100 XRP, but then you look back in history and saw that Bitcoin at one point was 0.003 of a penny.
Yes.
So I'm not in the convincing business, brother. I'm here to just tell it like it is. And that's all.
No, I don't. Now, and I don't give price predictions ever,
Yeah.
but I will say this: if Bitcoin as its utility basically is a store of value,
Right.
you can't really you can buy a car with Bitcoin, but it makes more sense to buy a house, to spend $400,000 or $500,000 because the
Right.
transaction and the fees and blah 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 and the latency that can work
Proppy.
compared to traditionally buying a house. Okay,
Right. Right.
but with XRP's utility, use case, functionality, I can see XRP being more useful than a Bitcoin or an Ethereum. And I'm not picking on those two, I'm just saying. And so when I used to talk to people about XRP, 5 years ago, I'd be like, look, if it gets to $10, we're golden. And, or I would say I'm golden, but that's because I bought enough. I never tried to sell anybody or talk to anybody about, oh, okay, it's going to be $10,000 one day, because that's, like you said, the people that I would talk to can't fathom that.
Not when it's 50 some cents. No, not when it's 50 some cents.
No.
They can't. No.
No, and some of the people I talk to are millionaires.
But when you sit up there and you tell someone, okay, do you know that? And this is where I go with it. I don't talk about. I say, look, if I could prove to you at one point and show you documentation, like actual, like wallets and numbers and things that were documented where Bitcoin was 0.003 of a penny, and they're like, really? Yeah, okay. Then I'll say, where's Bitcoin now? And they just lose their mind. So I think for me, look, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you look at some of these coins like Aave, $100, you look at Bitcoin. I mean, you go through all these coins, Maker, 2007, Monero, 135. The thing is, where everyone gets like, I think where they can't understand XRP is market cap. And market cap to me becomes irrelevant when institutional adoption happens, because I think there's going to be a point in time where we'll feel the same type of anxiety that people are feeling now about trying to get Bitcoin, where there's more demand than supply. I think when institutional adoption starts grabbing up all the XRP for what they're going to be doing, and because remember, it wasn't made for retail, so once that happens, dude, I think the flip of the light switch moment, that whole slogan comes from where it goes from where it's at now, and then we start kind of dancing around $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, and then all of a sudden the light switch flips, institutional adoption. I think there's going to be a point where XRP detaches itself from the rest of the market, and when that happens, market cap won't even matter. It won't be because of people like you and I that did it. That's what people don't understand.
No, I think the whole concept of market cap, I agree with you, becomes irrelevant because we're talking about a new paradigm. Market cap won't be the way to measure things. They'll have to come up with something different.
But the problem is market cap is very relevant right now because it's following Bitcoin. It's following the rest of the market. Right. It's playing follow. It's playing follow the leader. But at some point, XRP was created not to follow but to lead, because in what it does, it's number one. But when you compare it to all other cryptos, following the leader, at that moment where it detaches itself from the market, my God, I mean, people are going to be going crazy, and that's going to be
the level of FOMO is going to to for XRP.
Insane GLT, insane.
And what I wanted to say with the market cap being arguments being bogus too is that we're in an XRP is built for the ISO 222 standard. It's very clear. It's waiting for all the banks to be implemented with that messaging system, and then they're going to be switching over their core settlement infrastructures to be working in tandem with ISO 222. But what I want to say is we don't know what may happen to monetary policy as well on the way to that. Like, what if, the dollar doesn't inflate as much? What if they finally decide to peg the dollar back to gold or something, right? Then that could change our whole viewpoints of what market cap could mean with XRP as well. Like, because the way money is and the dollar and fiat is different than what we're dealing with right now.
Absolutely.
No, G,
great way do we tokenize the debt?
I was going to say, G, you're right. And look, if the dollar gets repegged to gold, that means gold has to be reevaluated, which means that's going to reevaluate what XRP is going to be.
Yep.
That's going to be the natural progression.
Yep.
Way do we get debt on the ledger? We haven't. We do have a country that has actually officially wrote off their debt and has put it on the blockchain already. We know that. We got that. What was that last year? The end of last year. So we know it's coming. It's already official now because it's happened. It's written in stone.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we know that
It's a
the
wrap.
collapse is going to happen all over. So wait till that amount of value comes on the ledgers. You know, we're talking about
Right.
retail. We're talking about speculating, you know, ETFs. I mean, if we just get 1/10 of the amount of debt on top of what we're going to have in tokenization. I mean,
Now,
this is
listen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean. Yeah.
No, I was going to say real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say I'm not a financier. I'm not a finance major. But if we get 10% of SWIFT on the XRP ledger for payments, and then you get a whole bunch of debt on the ledger, that's when, you know, a 6A can say, you know, $35,000 a token.
Right. Right.
That's when that happens.
Right.
I'm not worried about a black swan because a black swan will be like, I can just put in there, flip of the switch moment. That flip of the switch moment, to me, I already looked at this a long time ago, is the debt. I mean, it doesn't matter how much retail you want to bring into this game. It's never going to be anywhere near a measure of what the debt's actually going to be tokenized.
You know one of the
And
things. One of the things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
No, just one more quick thing. That money's going to move around like they're doing right now with real estate. You know, they're moving money around. They're buying assets. They're going to be doing the same thing, but that debt is going to be, you know, easily transferred. Fees are going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper to even hold debt at this point.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when you look at Valal and those guys and all these people in Ripple with their, XRP was created to be at least 10,000, and then Valal and those guys saying 25 to 35. Those guys are brilliant. I didn't say that. I'm just smart enough to agree and understand it. I didn't say it. Big money, smart people are saying it, and that's what's so freaking mind blowing to me. Is you got some of the most brilliant people who understand finances, understand markets, understand the token, understand the utility of what it's created for. They're saying it. I mean, really reputable people. I'm just smart enough to understand and agree with it. That's all. That's what's so amazing about it. We don't have to say it. We just have to understand it. That's
right.
That's it.
And once again, it's a digital asset. It's a tool, and it's a very valuable tool. It's a secure tool that allows you to make a payment, whether you're offline, online, doesn't matter. You'll be able to make a payment through the XRPL, and whatever price tag you want to put onto that, man. I think the institutions know what type of price tag they want to be putting on a tool like that. Yep. So, you know, take it for what it is. Like, you know, we could talk market cap and all this stuff all day, but it's really like, how valuable do they see it as? And, you know, once again, if they're going to be custodying a bunch of XRP, and a higher price XRP makes payments cheaper. And if they have like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of XRP, then they don't have to send millions of XRP back and forth. They can just send one XRP or drops to each other to make payments. Like, yeah, it's going to be, I'm interested to see the way they start doing the way they have sats, like a price for sats with Satoshis for Bitcoin. I think they'll do it for drops with XRP eventually in the future. It'll be, here's the value of one drop.
Right.
You know,
you know what's crazy? Go ahead, Al.
Someone answer this question.
Is the smart people believe in XRP will be taken? Why aren't they buying it all up? If the smart people believe XRP will, I mean, maybe they are though. When Mullet, we don't know. What if they have, like, dude, Greg Kidd has 1 billion XRP in his portfolio that he hasn't sold off yet. He must know something's coming, right? Like, maybe they are buying it all up, and we're just still not seeing the price freaking doing anything.
Don't they have a shell company buying up assets actually on the side? I heard this rumor today. I think Crypto Hawk put it on his channel. I didn't get to see his channel. I don't really appreciate how he kind of bashes everybody else and makes him like he's the only YouTuber that you should listen to.
Right.
Very narcissistic, but he does bring some really, you know, deep dive knowledge. But anybody if it knows about that, I would like to hear about that.
And
hey, Adam.
Smart people. Oh yeah. Go
Now,
on.
I was going to say one thing real quick. You guys are talking about real estate. Guess what? If real estate is an asset and it's on the ledger, right? But
Proppy.
whoever holds the mortgage, whoever holds the mortgage, that's a liability. That's debt. That'll be on the ledger too.
Not
See
property.
You
what I'm
will
saying?
own nothing and love it.
Home token.
So I'm
Think
saying the
about that,
ledger's going to
Robert.
hold. The ledger's going to simultaneously capture all the assets and any liability associated with that asset. So now you're talking about was it the tripping dilemma or the what's the thing, the flywheel effect, where
The
the
Venn
price of the price of the asset is going to skyrocket, and most people won't even know what's happening until it's already done. Go ahead.
Better get them bags.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say for real estate transactions for the XRPL, there's already a project called Proper Home, and they have the home token, which is just it's a stable coin token, so it's not something that you can just accumulate and get a price off of. So that's their version of Proppy. Like they don't need Proppy. They got their tokens. They got what they're doing.
What's the name, G?
I think, well, it's the home token. I'm trying to find the article for you. I found some already, but I'm trying. Here we go. Welcomes the first mortgage-backed stablecoin. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat for you.
Okay.
Here it is. It's in the private chat of the StreamYard here. Yeah, XRPL welcomes first mortgage-backed stablecoin. This was news that came out like last year. Just before Ripple XRP gets clarity, by the way, from the judge. But welcomed home the first mortgage-backed stablecoin on the network, introduced by the RWA protocol. So XRPL, numerous use cases. It's not just only the payments. They can do it all, man. They focused on the payments use case first because they didn't want to cut corners. If you're going to build a ledger, it better be doing freaking payments and transactions securely and efficiently and cheaply. And then you can build off any other use cases you want. You could do supply chain use cases, trade finance use cases, insurance use cases, real estate use cases, you name it. So
I got a question, G. If it's a mortgage-backed stable coin, would that stable coin be susceptible to issues happening in the mortgage business at the time? Like like a mortgage-backed security. Remember that, 2008?
Right.
Hey guys, I appreciate you guys. Much love to Crypto Navigator.
Much love to you, James.
G, Jess, DJ, and Wayside Soldier. Appreciate you guys. I gotta go. Much love. I gotta start my show, guys. And after you guys are done, hopefully we'll see you guys there.
All right,
man.
See you.
Take care. Take care, success.
All right, buddy. Peace.
Later.
What's his show?
He's Crypto for Life.
Crypto for Life.
Yeah, I actually have it. I should have it in the comments on the YouTube portion. I do believe I got G. I got your link in there. I got 6HAs. I have Berserkers. I have Uncle Busters and Tails and Sniper X for all the community that wants a good trader. Sniper X is very knowledgeable, pretty well known in the community. If you don't, most of you probably already know who he is, but if you don't, need some deep dive knowledge, need a little assistance and the trading and that type of stuff, he's your guy for sure. Great addition.
How come mine's not on there?
Your channel? You got a channel, Sean?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Put it on there. Well,
not yet anyway.
You put it in the private chat, or you put it in the main chat?
No, in the comments on in the description of my YouTube. You guys see the links. So any of the collaboration that I'm going to have with any of the channels that come on here, this is why I created the platform. I want to have a link for their channel. You guys can go and research their information and click on the link to their channel and really get some wonderful knowledge. That's why they're here. It's also why I want to, shout out to all those joining this channel and being a part of this great community. And shout out to the community. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be anything as far as YouTubers. You guys show up day in and day out. Most of you are pretty faithful and like literally on every stream. I see most of you here just literally every stream. So I really appreciate all you guys coming out every week, putting in the time, because that's the most valuable thing that we have right now. And hoping to get some of that back with this nice little run we got. Wayside, I know you've been patient, man. I appreciate you being in the group with us, and I know you had a couple things you were bullish on. You want to share a little bit?
Just, it's a time of growth and springtime. Plant the seeds. Make sure you prepare yourself for the harvest. And this is with everything. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. So study. Be passionate about things. And obviously you can hear the ruckus in the background. One love to everybody.
Nice. Yeah, we all have families, most of us in here, I would imagine. And we just want to do the best for our families in the future. And, that's why we're putting the time and energy and effort. But we're learning many things along the way, faith and just things you can't even see, touch, taste, or smell. It's good roots for the future. That's for sure. Jess, man, I appreciate you being in the group as well. And I know you were being patient. You had a couple things you would like to talk about. So,
yeah.
Jess, you want to go ahead and share a couple things?
I want to ask about bots. And G, what do you think about bots? And also, if you recommend, I know Good Morning Cryptos, they sell that Merlin. It's like they watch over your, I think you set like limits or something. And then there's another guy named Austin Hilton. He's got a program where you can like have an exit plan also. Do you guys have any information on any of that?
So for the bots thing first, in terms of trading bots, I don't really jump in on trading bots. I just kind of do. I've tried them once before, but I don't know. I don't really like it when my own money's out of my hands and I'm just putting it into something else to try to. I mean, sure, maybe it makes me some money or doesn't, but like,
right.
I don't know. I just want the money in my hands, like at the end of the day. And me deciding when to pull the sell or buy trigger and stuff like that,
Good.
So in terms of bots, that's my perspective on that. And then especially when it comes to digital assets, I just don't want to be handing off my digital assets to anything really. And then for, these other YouTubers that have mechanisms for cashing out or offer or any off ramps, I don't know of those. So,
he's talking about 3T Warrior. Sorry. I mean,
oh yeah, what's he talking about? So, like, yeah, I really don't know too much.
Merlin is 3T Warrior.
Right.
They created a company, and it's real-time tracking of cryptos, and more or less an exit strategy plan. Essentially, is what they're providing. I mean, they're not doing longs and shorts and cashing out for you. That would be the ultimate. I think that's what they should do, but obviously that kind of licensing and agreements and things like that are, probably what gets you a Wells notice from the SEC. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I think at the end of the day, I just wouldn't put a large amount of money into those things because it's still such early days and everybody's trying to come up with the next, like, thing that could be useful for us crypto investors. But they're not like multi-billion-dollar companies or multi-million-dollar companies like, providing these services to us. So it's still susceptible to change, to mistakes, to corrections, to getting rugged.
Right.
So it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. I mean, maybe it's because I just don't like taking the risk, and maybe there is something to it, but I'd just rather wait and see where there's more of a payoff and like, more than 100 million people who are benefiting from this type of service or something like that.
Right.
That's just me though.
Yeah. Because I'm always looking at my portfolio, so I think I should be very aware of when it's climbing up pretty fast. I think they have more for people that have like 30 or 40 coins or maybe even more that you're not
Yeah.
aware of some of those. Yeah, I don't have that many.
Yeah, just having like some organization structure. I understand that. I get that because like you'll have like some coins that are over on this exchange and over on that exchange and so on and so forth, or in this wallet and that wallet, and you just want to
Right.
like have a system where like you get to check all those out like in one place.
Centralized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Thank you. Thank you for her. How did you get a 6 on here? You know him?
Oh,
Ellen?
6-8's been part of the Blue Crew for a while, man. He goes back a ways, and he's part of Bullzilla. A lot of us know CKJ, you know, from CKJ's channel. So yeah, I've been trying to get him to come on. He's been kind of down and out lately. He's been not streaming as much.
I get now with Merlin. Marvin Davis is correcting it for me. Yeah, I mean portfolio trackers. I remember FTX having a portfolio tracker too, like back in the day, where you and Blockfolio and stuff. You guys remember Blockfolio from back in the day? Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not really putting your real cryptos into these platforms, I don't see the harm in trying to have like a spreadsheet to help you out managing all your cryptos. You know, if you have like you said, over 30 cryptos invested, and you just need to, you know, be on top of it so you know when to cash out of some of these S coins and stuff like that.
I sold my Jasmine, Alex. I sold all of it. Now, it did pump a little bit more. Sorry to interrupt you there, G.
Yeah, no worries.
And what do you think about his Patsy's AGIX and this SDAO? You were talking a little bit about on your stream. Are you really familiar with that? Because I know that
I'm not familiar with the DAO. Yeah. Yeah, AGIX I like. I think AGIX is one of the top AI platforms for sure.
400. What was that was like $600 or $400 for the all-time high? It was like crazy high. It's like $18 right now. So I definitely think that one.
Let me check that out.
Yeah, I was looking it up like to this week. I mean, I'm like, wow, that for any token to go from that number to $18, it's probably going to move somewhere, in my opinion. And I know Sipe's been bullish on.
Let me make sure you're looking at the right AGI here. So
okay, this might be a different one he's talking about. I'm talking about the one that has Sophie on it. The
DAO one. I think it's the SDAO one or whatever it may be, because AGIX does have Sophie the robot, but its all-time high has been 85 cents. So it's at 73
DAO one then.
Now. Maybe it's the Singularity DAO.
Singularity.
$11. All-time high $11, and it's at 55 cents right now. So that looks like a great deep red gem.
Yep. So it's interesting. There's a lot of different potential winners. I mean, I'm super happy I cashed out a little bit of that Jasmine. That pumped pretty hard this week. That was pretty exciting. That got me. Yeah. And now my Luna Classic moving up. I'm pretty happy about my Luna Classic moving up. I've been hodling that one for a while now, so really excited about that one.
You've been faithful, and hopefully it pays off for you, brother.
I might have a Zeno moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Zeno if he hears this one. Yeah, he was super bullish on Jasmine, and I mean, I still see him in the chat, so that tells me, or in the videos and stuff, so it tells me he ain't retired yet, so he must not have had that much Jasmine. So, but anyway.
He was telling us about it a bunch, man. He definitely gave us the tip on that one, and unfortunately he gave us the tip on that one at around 2 cents or a penny. So but then he goes down to 0.004 cents, and then we're looking at it going, okay, this is a good deep red now. It's red across the board. It's at 0.004. Now, next thing you know, now back up to 2 pennies for Jasmine. I mean, I'm interested to see where the journey is going to take us with that one.
Yeah, it was a sleeper for me. I didn't even really pay attention till a few months back, and I'm kind of glad I jumped on it. And a few other ones like XCO or whatever that you recommended or something like that. I mean, that's up. That's pretty decent pump for what that was. and I've been really bullish on Flare lately. Like, I really am so happy where we've gone with Flare,
dude.
I didn't think we were going to get there that quick, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too, man, because like, you know, that was like it's getting closer to our vision of what we were imagining with Flare originally. Is wow, okay, this thing will just live off the passive income of Flare, right? Like, once we can do DeFi and all this stuff with it, we can just live off the passive income of Flare because of the one-to-one airdrop that they had with XRP at the time, right? So if this thing starts creeping up to 10 cents, 20 cents, dude, the passive income payouts are going to be insane. It's going to be insane for the XRP community who held on to their airdrops, despite seeing what, the crazy price action that it's gone through.
What are your thoughts on Evers, G? What's your gut feeling?
I'm very bullish on Zahao and Evers. I think they're being slept on in the XRP community. I think it's because people are going like, well, Zahao was kind of like a thing to find a way to implement smart contracts on the XRPL. But now that we're going to possibly get native XRPL smart contracts, then what's the need for Zahao? It's still an ecosystem project. It's still dude, think about it like Aqua token for the Stellar ecosystem. It's helping bring more liquidity to the XRPL. So anything that's doing that, I'm all for it, man. And Zahao, for all we know, they could start jumping like with Evers. What Evers allows them to do is to start doing DeFi and start doing crazy DeFi projects and things like that. So I'm bullish on Evernode. I'm bullish on Zahao because they're connected with the XRPL. I mean, I'm not more bullish on them than I am XRP, but if it's in the XRPL ecosystem, I'm going to be supporting it. Casino Coin, I'm supporting it. Sologenic, I'm supporting it. Freaking Corium, I'm supporting it. Like, this whole XRPL ecosystem is still ripe for the taking, just the way that the XLM ecosystem is too. So Zahao and the thing with Zahao and Evers is like, what's going to be difficult is that these things are being released as the bull cycle is beginning. So we don't know what the true floor of these cryptos are, right? Like, so that's the thing that like kind of stops me from jumping in on them right away, because, cryptos that just get released, they have like a little moment in the sun and then they end up crashing massively. And then you end up finding out what their true floor and true value is. So,
hey, G, I got a question for you.
Waiting for with that, yeah.
For Zahao, what do you purchase it at? Where do you get it?
Oh, well, you can do it through the Zum app or the Zaman app. You can do it as a swap, or
okay,
yeah, or you could do it through Sologenic Dex. I think.
Can you do the same thing with SHX?
You can't do the same thing with SHX, even though it is an XR like connected with XRPL. There's no way to get it through Zaman. You have to get it through Bitrue or something like that, or through the XLM ecosystem.
So who can I cash at so they can hold some SHX for me?
Just get a Lobster wallet, man. Just swap your XLM. Put your XLM in the Lobster wallet. Sorry, G. And then swap it for SHX. It's super simple.
Oh, okay. No, I got a Lobster. I got a Lobster. We're good.
Dude, and Lobster wallet is a great user interface. Like that and Zaman are really great wallets for XRP and XLM. Like I've had no issues.
Okay, cool.
The only issues I have is trying to find the correct issuing address for some of the tokens that I'm trying to add into my Lobster wallet, but now we have that tool with the Stellar Dex Explorer helping us out.
And I need to call Legendary. I tried to call him. Well, we tried to connect and then I got busy, but I'm going to talk to Legendary about the Lobster wallet to do that. I just need to, I got to schedule some time to do that, but I've been wanting SHX for a while. I just never did it because I'm lazy. Hell, well, I'm not lazy. I'm just working.
I lost 1,000 1,000 XLM trading for SHX. Unfortunately, I used my so those of you don't know that
Yeah, I had the wrong issuing address too.
I'm going to give everybody a little tip because I made the mistake. I got, I suggest that everybody here, if you have lots of crypto, that you do not use your personal cell phone for trading crypto. I would suggest you get a second cell phone. Don't be a cheap, you know what? Get a freaking second cell phone cheap.
Why?
Or a device that you know is completely secure, okay? In my opinion, because these apps, like I'm going to talk about, like the, you know, you got the Decent Wallet's great. I love it. But, you know, the user functionality of some of these other ones, what the, you know, like the how, you know, utilizing that network and the Tandem card. If you have a second cell phone and you accidentally swap your wallet and you use your old phone, it's still on there and it will wipe out and wipe a wallet out. And I have to figure out how to get that back. But I literally have 1,000 XLM that I swapped to SHX stuck on a wallet that the card doesn't work for. So just a little tip. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. So
I just
if you have that new wallet and you did what I did, which I recommend that you don't make the same mistake, but get a second device. Make sure you have a separate card for that. Is my suggestion. So go ahead.
I have a question. I just posted on the Blue Crew. It's a Moon Bio by BOI. That's like a airdrop that's gonna happen? Can someone look at that? I just put it on the Blue Crew on X. Is that real or is that something
Let
fake?
me check it out, brother. All right.
Moon BOI.
Moon Boy. Okay.
I'm personally a scaredy cat. I have literally not participated in any airdrops at all. If I didn't get it for free without any effort whatsoever, I didn't take it. I just don't trust things that much. I know I've missed out on tons of money. It's okay. I'm totally okay with it. This backdoor thing that they're adding to the XLM and XRP scares the crap out of me. So I know if they have that implementation, I know they've had it pretty much the whole time. So I believe it, in my opinion, it could be a potential risk. So I haven't participated in the airdrops. And I love the fact that you guys are making some money on these airdrops. It's
no, but no, Alan, I got to tell you, dude, you're right, because let's go back a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, when Ani and the group chat that we have she was putting out a bunch of things, trust lines for the Zoom wallet to get airdrops, and I got a bunch of them, but most of them didn't do much. And no shade to her whatsoever, because she was just trying to help out the community. But what I believe is going to happen is that now that we're about to run into the halving, we're going to have a year and a half going forward from today to 2 years of all these random airdrops coming up. And, why tie up XRP for something that you're going to find out is going to be a scam later? That's a real concern.
Patsy said something good. He don't even stake unless he's vested in himself. I agree. I would love to be staking right now. If there was literally a risk-free way of staking, I would be doing it in a cold storage wallet for sure. But we know it's coming, guys. We know with Medico and other custody solution, it's going to be available to us. It will be more or less, I would say, probably safe. If the institutions are going to park their money there, then after the collapse is what I'm talking about. Post crash, and then we're just going to live off our generational wealth, or we're going to live off of our profits,
the interest,
and our lifestyle based on the profits that we make. That's why in my plan has always been stack as much as I can, and not keep hardly anything in the bank at this point in time. If you're in the banking system still and you got lots of money there, I think you might need to be taking a second look at how much assets you have especially in a savings account. So little heads up there. I think most of us are smart in this community and in this chat right now. But if there's anybody in here that isn't, we'll definitely get some of that out of there. Diversify out of the old archaic system. Go ahead.
And real quick, Jess, to answer your question with that Moon Boy thing, I personally do not trust it. I'm looking into their X page. No developers or anybody follows them. Like, not even like XRP community people or anything like that.
Thank you for looking up.
No worries, bro. I think always a great way to double check these things, especially like, hey, there's some airdrops that are really great. Like, one of them that I just got recently was a Juno airdrop, and it was for holding Solana in my Phantom wallet during 2023, right? They took the snapshot and then they airdropped Jupiter, sorry. So they airdropped Jupiter token to us, and it was like Christmas morning. I looked at my Phantom wallet, I was like, holy cow, where did this freaking come from? Right? So it was like a great airdrop, but it's a real project, right? Like Solana was announcing that Jupiter was going to be getting launched. They were talking about the airdrop for Jupiter, right? Like, those are the type of airdrops I like to be part of. And like, even with Flare Networks, you saw that like Ripple talked about, or I don't think Ripple did, but like you saw that the XRP community was really caught up with Flare and like getting excited for these airdrops. Like, when you have like the community or like developers that are talking about a specific airdrop of a token, that gives it more legitimacy as an airdrop and me wanting to participate in it and having like the FOMO of being like, damn, I want to be part of this airdrop because I'm seeing like, half of the XRP community taking part in it, or like these Anatoly from Solana is shouting out this project, and that makes me excited for this airdrop. So like, that's the way I try to gauge it is, so looking at Moonboy and like, I only have 589 people that I follow on X, and they're mostly like developers and stuff like that. And none of them are following Moonboy, and there's not even a tag of Moonboy from like a big name or anything like that. So I would just approach it with caution.
Because I'm steering away from it. I ran into it, I looked at it, and I just wanted to share it. If it was real, y'all would have probably said, because
these scammers are getting really creative now, you guys. What they're doing, because they've learned from the past airdrops and this trust line stuff and all that stuff. They have learned now that if they get just an into your wallet through a connection, right, through a trust line or anything like that, that's just enough for them to get access to your wallet. And
speak about that, because
speak a lot about yeah.
Explain that, because let me just say it. I got a fraction of a penny. That's how it starts, guys. If those that haven't seen it before are gonna see it, a fraction of a penny just shows up in your account, and that's it. That's all they need to get access to whatever. Is that correct, G? I literally saw this week on one of my accounts. So when you get that, what do you don't click on it, obviously, but it doesn't affect your ledger, even though they dropped that fraction of a penny.
Well, exactly. And from what I understand with the Phantom and the Solana wallet, there's actually this wallet is awesome because there's a way to remove connections that you have made. So there was one time I made a mistake because I was like, "Ooh, this is an airdrop. I'm gonna get airdropped an NFT. I'm gonna accept, the terms and what there's this whole like signing process that you have to do to create that trust line and that connection, and it allows you to remove those connections and those permissions that you give to that protocol or platform to airdrop the thing into you." So I was like, oh crap, I'm panicking. I think I just might have given a scammer like access to my wallet here. And I was able to remove their whole like trust line completely. So it was, it's good. My wallet hasn't been affected like since then. It's been like 2 years or something. But what I'm saying is like, when you sign the permission, that is all they need. That is all they freaking need, man. And it's like a freaking app that you get on your phone, right? When you give them permission, like, you know, when you get a new app on your phone and it starts asking for permissions to your contacts, to your camera, and to your video and stuff like that. This is what they're kind of like doing with these wallets now. So it's just being very, very, like, especially with now that it's airdrop season and all these cryptos are getting airdrops. For me, it's just like, I'm not trying to be airdrop crazed on every single airdrop. I want the quality airdrops, the ones that are real projects. And dude, if I'm signing off on it, I'm giving them basically permission to like come to my wallet, right? Or have access to my wallet in a way, right? So I want to make sure it's a real like project that has any access to airdrop anything into this wallet, right? So, that's just my perspective on it. It's, I've luckily have not been scammed of money, like in my time of, how I've lost crypto is mostly either just hodling because I didn't sell at a top, or I sent it to the wrong address without a memo or a tag or whatever. Like, basic learning things. Like, that's how I've lost like some crypto. Luckily, I have not lost to like some phishing scam or some scammer who's like gotten access to any of my wallets and like taken it. But I'm trying to keep that up, right?
Oh, I had many attempts on my ledger.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God, so many. I looked one day, I was like, wow. I think I gained like 14 XRP or something like that in one day. I was like, oh, where's this 14 XRP at? And I'm looking at so many attempts to try to get me to click on or whatnot. I do believe I recently saw one on Decent. Has anybody gotten one on the Decent wallet yet? Anybody in the live stream? No? Okay. So I'm a little concerned about that one. This is why I mention these things. It's important, to have redundancies in your exit strategy plan. And mine was, make sure I have very limited things that could potentially get me wrecked. I don't keep much money on exchanges. Now, I'm not going to lie. I do keep a little on there because I do plan on cashing a little bit of my profits. And certainly going to be hard like it was with Coinbase today. Imagine trying to cash out today and taking a little bit of profit on BTC today. It wasn't happening. You know what I mean? So if it was already on there, I think it would have been a different story. Especially if you had sell orders set. I personally don't do sell orders on Coinbase, but to each to his own, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, exactly. Great.
Hey, we have a Graphene OS Pixel Google phone. That's supposed to be really secure.
No, that's good. Good stuff, Jess. Yeah, and I don't want to have you missing out on any opportunities if you think that airdrop is legit. What I would use is like maybe a burner account, or something like that, like some account that you're willing to play with. And if like some scammer gets onto it, then like there's nothing in it, that type of thing. But
well, isn't everything interconnected? I mean, let's face it. When you set your ledger up and then you attached it to, let's say, Uphold or any other type of wallet, isn't there a way to, on the blockchain, see where that wallet address went from one to the next? So essentially, if you took your money from your ledger and you sent it to a, let's say, Zaman wallet and set up some trust lines, that trust line still came essentially off the ledger, and it could be literally viewed on the blockchain, right? So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, Flare airdrops are not a scam. Aqua airdrops are not a scam. Yeah, that's definitely true, Legendary, without a doubt, man.
Is there any of them coming up, Flare or Aqua, that I should be looking at?
Flare was I want you to talk about that because I never got any Flare airdrops, but I have a friend that literally recently got in this year the crypto and had XRP on Uphold and got an airdrop of Flare.
What?
I've had, I don't know how, I've had XRP for 3 years. Now, I unfortunately on Uphold didn't have my XRP before the snapshot of December 2020. Unfortunately, I missed it by like literally, I think less than 30 days, like 27 days. But that's a long story. But anyway, I have never got an airdrop of that. So have you gotten a flare drop that you didn't set up a trust line for? How is that happening? Anybody else get a flare drop that they didn't set up a trust line for on Uphold?
I mean, well, outside of the original airdrop that I was able to get, but I'm not a, you know, I don't really. Here now, you're having me check out my flare or my Uphold and stuff like that. But I outside of the original airdrop that I got with flare, I don't know of any.
What Vic's saying, that's my case. I get airdrops every month. Okay, that's the thing. Like I said, I've literally had.
I get it on the Bifrost wallet. I'll get like an airdrop on the Bifrost wallet and stuff like that. But
yeah, I haven't got any flare.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain how a person who just got in this year is getting those airdrops. But here you have me jumping into my Uphold to go like, dude, is there flare that I haven't even accounted for? It's funny.
Hey, I want my flare if that's the case.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, man.
I mean, if I don't have to do anything, essentially attach my wallet to it or anything like that, I mean, what's the difference at that point? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll take it for free. I'll be happy to. Flare, I'm pretty bullish on it. It's performing very well, and I think it's going to do great things. And I'm really bullish on what each one of these really ISO 22 compliant cryptos are really going to do after 99% of the cryptos go away.
Yeah, that's all I care about is the cryptos that are ISO 222 compliant. Like Flare's not ISO 222 compliant, so you know, at least we haven't heard from you saying they're ISO 222 compliant. So, but
it's on the XRP ledger though.
It's not on the XRP ledger. Flare is its own ledger. It's its own layer 1, so it's not a layer 2 on the XRP ledger. All we've heard, and I have to constantly correct this because all we've heard in terms of a connection between Flare and the XRPL is that Ripple invested in Flare networks. That is all we have ever heard in terms of a connection between XRPL and Flare, is that Brad Carlinghouse went on TV one day and said, we are invested in Flare networks. We have not heard shit from Ripple since then. Sorry for the language, but we have not heard anything from Ripple. All these developments that have happened with Flare, Google Cloud integration, no congratulations from Ripple. None whatsoever. No congratulations from XRP Labs. No congratulations at all. So there's something interesting going on here. Either they want to keep it close to the vest and whatnot, and not acknowledge that there's a deep connection here between Flare and the XRPL, or there's something going on. It's just weird. It's just weird is all I'm saying.
And could you elaborate what your opinion with Codius and where it's going to tie in with all this, if Codius is still going to be implemented? Because I'm really hazy on how it's all going to actually work if Codius is still a part of this whole ecosystem and bringing in the, this interoperability.
Right. I think, so in the history of Codius, it was like around 2017, 2018, they had been talking about Codius, right? And all of a sudden we started hearing, and what it was going to be bringing smart contracts to the XRPL, right? All of a sudden we stop hearing talk about Codius. It just kind of drops, right? Interledger, Stefan Thomas, the guy who was talking about Codius so much, Interledger protocol starts coming into the fore. And what Interledger does, what I think happened here is that they were creating something like a Flare where it's a connect everything type of deal connecting all blockchains, and then they went, wait a second, we can connect it all. We can connect everything, literally, not just only blockchains, because that's what Flare says, they connect everything, but really they're just connecting blockchains. We haven't seen that. We haven't heard of them talking about connecting legacy systems to blockchain. Interledger protocol connects every single ledger, whether it's a blockchain ledger, a bank ledger, a mobile ledger, or any other type of ledger. If it's a freaking ledger, it's connected through the Interledger protocol. And what does that allow for them to do? It allows for you, because it's a protocol, Interledger is a protocol. This protocol allows you to use any network that you find, that suits your needs for the specific payments. So you're talking about interoperability of, you can use any smart contract platform that you want, any smart contract network through the Interledger protocol. So what I think happened with Codius, and I understand people want to bring it back to the fore because they were like, wait a second, they were talking about it a lot back in the day. Maybe it's still under the hood here, right? I honestly think XRPL is going to be bringing on hooks or smart contracts or, something like that. I don't think Codius just comes out. I think what Codius transformed into was Interledger protocol, because that's what the real game changer is in this whole industry, is being able to connect not only blockchain ledgers, but you are connecting the legacy ledgers, the mobile ledgers, the bank ledgers, everything. And once you have all those connected, you get to dictate your terms of what you want to pay with, what you want to use as a smart contract. Like, you're talking about true interoperability here and true choice as well. And XRP is going to be the number one choice for now through the Interledger protocol to create for any transactions that go through the Interledger protocol. It'll be bridged through XRP, especially for untrusted transactions. So to long answer short, I think Codius transformed into Interledger because what Interledger does, interoperability of blockchains, interoperability, a cross ledger interoperability, just like a CCIP from Chainlink is trying to do, inter-blockchain communication from Cosmos is trying to do. So being interoperable amongst blockchains isn't the it thing anymore. It's being interoperable with everything. And that's what Interledger brings. So I think Interledger is bigger than Codius, and I think Codius evolved to become Interledger protocol. Hence why we don't hear Ripple Camp talking about Codius anymore, because it's being developed through the Interledger protocol, and hooks is a sufficient enough smart contracts thing that could be implemented with XRPL. And then you'll have Interledger protocol, XRPL, you'll just have an abundance of choices. But that's my answer. Once again, I speak with passion. I don't know if I'm right or anything like that, but that's what I've talked with somebody on Spaces who, his name is Karma Coverage. He's one of the only other people I know of who is obsessed with Interledger protocol as much as I am. And he was telling me himself that that's what he thinks Codius has evolved into as well, that they were coming up with Codius and going how can we do cross-chain interoperability with all the blockchains? And then they came up, how can we do interoperability with not only blockchains, but everything that's a ledger? And that's the innovation of Interledger protocol.
Okay, so question, G. I've spoken to Karma Coverage too a bunch of times because he's always been a space.
Real quick. One last thought. Sorry, Jassy. Real quick.
Yeah.
One last thought. So when you do a payment on Interledger protocol, and if you're a network that's connected to the Interledger protocol, then let's say if I'm making a bank making a payment with another bank, we get to decide, if we're a trusted party, if we have trust between us, we get to decide what we want to pay with. So we can decide, okay, let's pay with Bitcoin. And what do we want to do the smart contract layer with? Let's do it with Solana, right? It gives you those options to do whatever you want to do in terms of payments. You're not stuck to one form or another. That's what I think is beautiful about it. Now, between untrusted connections, you get to its default XRP as the settlement asset. So that's what I just wanted to say is you get to choose whatever smart contract you want to use in the Interledger protocol. It doesn't have to just be one type of smart contract.
Shout out to
Okay.
Nerdy. What's up, Nerdy? And
What's
shout
up,
out to Miss
Nerdy?
Kills in the chat. I see you there. Good seeing you.
What's up,
What's
nerdy?
going on?
Yo, what's up,
What's up,
guys?
Nerdy? So question, real quick. So, G, do you think hooks is going to be very, very valuable in the future, or no?
Yeah, I mean, if it is hooks that's getting embedded or going to be integrating into the XRPL, hell yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, Zahao is using hooks, is it not? Right, so they're thinking hooks is going to be pretty big. And if we're
Good.
talking about XRPL integrating it, then yeah, hell yeah, I think hooks is going to be huge.
No. I was asking the question so you could explain to everybody here. No,
Oh,
that's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if it is hooks indeed that is integrated with the XRPL, I do think that's massive. And get ready for a whole ton of side chains and a whole bunch of bridges being built to the XRPL.
Yes. Nerdy, speak on it, Nerdy.
Well,
Yeah. Dude, Nerdy would definitely like just continue on here because he knows about Interledger protocol as well. But yeah, like I love Codius. Don't get me wrong, is that we haven't heard Ripple Camp really bring up like outside of just recollections of the past about Codius. So I think, and if you look at the timeline, they were talking about Codius and the CTO at the time was Stefan Thomas. And then all of a sudden, Stefan Thomas, leaves because it was a planned leave. It wasn't like he's leaving because he doesn't believe in Ripple anymore. He came up with Interledger protocol while being the CTO of Ripple. And then they were saying, this is going to be bigger than Ripple. You should go do this as an independent you should go do this as a non-profit foundation, right? Learning from the mistakes of Ripple, because Ripple is going through all these legal things, right? Which I think they'll survive, right? But in order to prevent that happening with Interledger Foundation, they go make it a non-profit foundation. And this is a bigger technology and a bigger step for the industry than what, hey, we love Ripple and what they're doing and they're revolutionizing the banks, but we're literally talking about connecting all the money. What's Interledger Protocol's addressable market? All the money.
All the money. I think that Stefan Thomas, as a person, I don't know him, never met him, probably a good guy, smart guy, obviously. I think there was, I wouldn't even call it a misstep, but the one thing he did that would make life a lot easier is if Vitalik Buterin didn't sleep on his couch.
Yeah, dude, and for all we know, like, see, this is where it gets crazy too, because like, I almost feel like Vitalik, Jed McCaleb, all of these guys are like double agents and stuff. They were like in the Ripple headquarters and they're like, hey, yeah, Vitalik, you're sleeping on our couch. Look, we got a use for you. Go create this other smart contract platform that's dedicated just solely to the smart contracts. And maybe we interoperate with you in the future or something, because like, I'm really interested to see how this whole Ethereum thing is going to end up, because they got really deep connections in Ethereum.
Yeah.
Super deep. So,
and I think they involve some 3-letter agencies, and I won't speak on that.
Real quick, what's the ticker on Zahao, guys?
XAH.
Thank you.
Yeah, XAH. And shout out to Wen Mullet for giving us more clarity on what Codius is and how it could still be a thing, right? Like Codius could, like, hey, I could be wrong, but what I think is Codius, because just because of the timeline, Stefan was CTO of Ripple talking about Codius, and then all of a sudden they create Interledger Protocol. They ask Stefan Thomas to go lead Interledger Protocol, so he leaves as CTO. He becomes the head of Interledger Protocol, and then we don't hear about Codius anymore. So that's just my impression. But also, Stefan Thomas did Coil. And for those who remember what Coil was a really big thing for us in the XRP community, because we were going like, oh crap, here it goes. We're showing the use case of XRPL for micropayments and being able to like, you would pay a $5 subscription to Coil, and then any like YouTuber that had a Coil was Coil enabled, you'd be able to send them micropayments in XRP or any currency that you were choosing to send them micropayments in, right? So What happened with Coil though is that it ends up getting they end up closing Coil and donating the services of Coil to the Interledger protocol. So I almost feel like Coil was a test bed to see what Interledger, like what it was like for Interledger protocol. Because like, if you think about it, Coil had a blogging thing where you could write articles and get paid micropayments for people who saw your articles. You could put it into your website. So anybody who was Coil enabled that went to your website would be sending you micropayments. It had a connection to YouTube and Twitch. So anybody who was Coil enabled as a YouTube user or Twitch user could be sending micropayments. So basically, like a lot of these things that you would need micropayments for and monetization for, they had it. And so I think it was a great test bed. And now we're going to see that coming up to full scale with what Interledger protocol is going to be able to do.
Nice. Yeah. Super excited. And we're just at the early stages, man. So this is like,
it's still very early
exciting. Days. It so much reminds me of, when eBay was like going public. It like, I completely feel like I'm at that same moment in time right now. Like when I was told about it, like, and how early I would actually been at that time. It took a while for eBay to really make major profits for people, but it was so explosive when it did. I mean, and Amazon was a sleeper at the time. It took them a long time to make a lot of money, but those that waited just made so much money. It's just incredible, just many market cycles at that point. But for us in this space, they're quite a bit shorter, more or less like a 4-year cycle versus some that, in the conventional market, we're talking about a 2x gain for 4 years. We're talking 2x gains in a day on some of these cryptos in a bull market, and 100x, 1000x gains in a week. So, just to be in this time, in this place, and getting into this, what I think we're in now, finally bull market. It's getting pretty exciting. So I'm glad everybody's here tonight. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm gonna be ending the stream pretty soon. I try to keep it around about an hour and a half. We're gonna go a little longer tonight because really appreciate everybody here and what they got to share. I don't mean to cut anybody off. Nerdy didn't get to share, so Nerdy, you got the floor, my friend, and let us know what you would like to share.
Let's go.
Why do you like Zahao?
I don't like Zahao.
I like it.
Nah, he likes Casper. He likes Casper.
Yeah, but I'm more interested in DAG. Why do you think? Let me ask you this, Nerdy.
What's that?
DAG, Casper, or HBAR? Which one? Got to pick one.
D.
HBAR is probably gonna be last, but
all the above.
No, just pick one. You got to pick one.
HBAR.
I'd pick.
DAG.
I love DAG. Don't get me wrong, but Casper's doing some big things.
Oh yeah.
It's the most bullish with IBM. Would you say? I mean, out of all the things IBM is gonna utilize, do you think Casper is the most main focal point at this point in the game?
Casper is IBM's chosen chain. That's just who they chose to work with. All the development happening on the Casper network is done co-pilotly with IBM developers. So they're literally working together, like literally.
And they have their own quantum computer, so that makes me even more bullish. So thanks for sharing.
Casper or Caspa?
Casper, yeah.
What's the
CSPR.
Caspa's cool too. Don't get me wrong. Caspa's tight. I mean, I did have.
It's up thousands of %, dude.
Casper network itself is it's a monster. It's a beast. When Brave AI comes out, they've been working on it since last year, and I think it's supposed to come out third quarter this year. when that comes out, it's game over. It's honestly game over because that's enterprise grade AI solutions for businesses using Watson X, using Casper Chain, doing what it's got to do. Like, that's epic. That's on some that's like some next level stuff.
Just want to answer a quick question that Vic put in there. Vic, explaining a cell phone, a second cell phone is potential SIM swap. That's going around. Really scary stuff. We have member of the community got SIM swapped. Jungle Inc. So yeah, that's why I mentioned it. And I think it's a good redundancy plan. But sorry to mean to interrupt you, nerdy. Go ahead.
It's all good. Congratulations to Tony picking up his first DAG bag. Welcome.
Oh yeah.
DAG is huge because so like DAG is the military's chosen chain. So it's the government's blockchain, right? So they're working with space stations and they're part of a bunch of custodians. There's just a powerhouse as well. So I love DAG, don't get me wrong, because I mean, you also have ads, the ad network, Alchemy Exchange. So that's utilizing DAG. That's utilizing the DAG consensus. So
isn't the military also using XDC?
Not that I know of. What I know for sure, 100%, is that they're using Constellation Network. So
there's a movie called Constellation coming out as well, which is funny.
Bro, what are you eating? I want some.
I'm eating a Cuban potato ball right now.
Bro,
yeah, you sounded different for a minute there. I was like,
you sound a little happy.
there's a movie called Constellation coming out.
Yeah.
We got people going. I do believe I heard, swore I heard that we were going back to the moon with people. Like, that's going to happen pretty soon.
Oh,
yeah, because they just landed something on the moon just last week.
They're trying to
people.
They're trying to make bases. They're trying to make it like where we have commercial space flight, you know. But what I think is going to end up being is space elevators. I think the most likely outcome of seeing. I think that there's a more likely outcome of us seeing space elevators than us going to the moon, right?
You mean like Willy Wonka?
Yeah, where it's like something's like something's in orbit, right? Like it's hovering over us. But for us to literally go to the moon and be there, I think that's stupid. It makes no sense. Why would you want a planet?
I mean, that's assuming the moon is real and does exist. But,
yeah, right. Like there's so many questions before you even get to that point. Like you have a home here. Why do you want to go somewhere else?
I've got an off-topic question, if you guys would indulge me. So I just walked past my living room, my family room, and the Lakers are playing the Clippers, and they're playing at Crypto.com Arena. We know what happened with FTX and FTX Arena in Miami. What do you guys think is going to happen with Crypto.com? Because it literally came out of nowhere around the time that FTX did.
Is that game on Amazon Prime?
Oh, I'm watching it on cable.
I know, but are they putting that on Prime? Do they have a deal?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm watching it on my Fire Stick with some enhancements, if you will. But anyway, my point is Crypto.com.
With Crypto.com Arena, what I think I've heard very positive things about the Crypto.com team, especially from the Cosmos ecosystem people. Everybody who's a developer or a project in the Cosmos ecosystem, when they have talked about Crypto.com or Crow or whatever, they have said working with their team has been a blast and it's easy. It's easy to work with them. So take that for what you will. Once again, I was on the FTT train. I thought FTX was the new Binance. I was
me too.
Really big on FTT. Right, I was very convinced with Sam Bankman. Like at first, I hated Sam Bankman-Fried because I was like, "Who does this guy think he is? He thinks he's like mini David Schwartz or something." Like the way that he's talking and like freaking acting like Mark Zuckerberg or something. And then I was like, you know what? They got these collaborations with Solana. Greg Kidd's connected with Solana. Greg Kidd is invested in FTX, right? So that made me really big on FTT. Damn. Dude, was I freaking wrong? But so far, what I've heard, back to the crypto.com thing, though, what I've heard is very positive things about their team and that they haven't been targeted by the SEC yet, which is interesting because you would think they would go from FTX to crypto.com to like, you know, all these people who have arena names after cryptos. You would think the SEC would be going after them.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's why I asked the question.
I almost feel like if crypto.com were to fail, though, like,
I don't think
man, like, I feel like that would just be such, like, because they either want people to start jumping into the crypto space and getting crypto, or they don't, right? Like, it's got to be one of those options, right?
And-
like, that's what I'm thinking. So it's either we're using crypto for payments of fiat the rest of our lives, and like nobody will ever know that we're using crypto in every fiat payment that we're doing, except for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Or people start like freaking actually learning about crypto and adopting it and freaking getting it into their hands and like doing things with it. So
I don't think crypto.com will go down. And the reason why is because it's based in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. And we got to realize how big the Asian market is.
Right.
The Asian market is way bigger than the American market.
Yep.
And
100%.
it goes a lot harder. The bull run starts in the Asian market, let's just say that way. And I don't think crypto.com is really gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, I think so, like I just want to say something real quick. Shout out to Notorious dropping by. We appreciate you, Notorious.
Yeah, Notorious.
Shout out to Notorious.
Notorious.
What's that, Wayside?
Tony Mag.
I don't think crypto.com will go away, to be honest. It's kind of like a competitor to Coinbase. And to be honest, I'd rather use crypto.com than I would Coinbase.
Ed Fonkowski, what's up?
Because
Right guy.
If the exchange, if crypto.com is based off of Cosmos and stuff like that, their fees can go lower and they can still make a profit.
Good.
Interesting.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be about, is the who can have the cheaper payments. I had a thought coming while you guys were all talking about it. Like, if X.com blast payments out in the next 6 months, let's say, right, what's it going to look like for all other exchanges and or projects that don't have those type of liquidity pools that they're going to be able to grab? So they're going to grab a lot of liquidity from other projects. I believe it could. And is it going to launch before or after? I believe it's going to be after the great crash. And when it does, I believe that the KYCing and all the other things that we're already doing right now through the platforms and paying for it, and the combination of a digital ID will be so easy of a transition that I believe that would really be a great catalyst of taking out most of the market. How are they going to compete? That's the end game, is how you're going to compete.
Yeah, I think like when cell phones first came out, we were just dealing with minutes. I hated that shit, right? And I think we're gonna go. See, you know about that. See,
it was used as currency before Bitcoin. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna go through the same thing, but with fees, where we'll have exchanges competing with their fee prices, and the exchange with the lowest fee wins. But eventually, it'll go to the point where it's like no fees, kind of like what Unstoppable Domain did.
No, I agree with you 100%, because that's what happened with the cell phone. At first, it was regular minutes, then it was just long distance minutes, and then and before that, it was the landline phone. You paid a set fee to have a landline, but if you wanted to talk long distance, or to call from New York to California, you had to pay long distance, and eventually they did away with that. And just real quick, the last thing I was going to say is that in the banking world, remember, Remember when you used to bounce a check and you got charged a fee? And fast forward to, last year or last couple years, they're like, okay, you bounce the payment, whatever, we'll cover it, no big deal, and we won't charge you. You get 5 or 6 a year.
Yeah.
Or then it was 10 or 20 a year because they just wanted to retain your business, because the banking world, that's where they made the majority of their money. It was free money. And if they made, $100 million a year on free money, and now they could have cut it to 50 million because the landscape changes, then so what? We only make, but it's still free money. Nobody worked at any position in the banking or banking system to get that money.
Mm-hmm.
So they were fleecing us, and that's what happens on Wall Street. And fees on trading, fees on getting loans, fees on everything. Everything there's a fee. You walk into the bank, it's a fee.
Yeah.
The only way people are going to the moon is through VR goggles.
For real, bro. For real. Isn't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
And then there's going to be some global catalyst where they're going to be like, wait, we have to build an arc ship to take you guys to Mars. But then you end up going, and then you end up finding out Mars doesn't even really fucking exist either, and they just killed off a bunch of people.
Bro, have you seen that show on Amazon? There's literally a show about that, bro. So it's like, so this guy he sets up like this moon resort thing, and and he's selling people like contracts, right? Like he's selling packages to people. People are buying the vacation packages thinking they're gonna go live on the moon or go have something on the moon, but it doesn't exist, and the address is like a old rundown freaking like launch pad. it's hella funny, bro. And like, the guy goes,
what show is that?
Oh man, I gotta let me find it and I'll let you know. But it's hella funny. It's exactly what we're talking about, and I think it's gonna be like that, right? Where people are promised a trip to the moon, but it doesn't even exist, bro. Like the whole plan is fake, but people are just buying it.
They're gonna set up so many catalysts where people will be so afraid that they'll be like, okay, wait, maybe you just go onto this big ship and we're gonna send you to a planet, and then you can create humanity again for us. And then really what they're doing is getting all the stupid people who would jump on that ship, send them out, they'll die, and then they get to enjoy Earth. They get to enjoy Earth all by themselves.
Exactly.
There was nothing wrong with Earth. They just like make it seem like it is.
It's so funny. I'm gonna be surprised if like this climate change stuff. If I don't, 100% the climate change agenda is dead, right? Like SDGs and all that stuff is gone. That shit is not surviving.
But nerdy, we have the Alaska ice sheets melting. We have our Antarctica ice sheet. We had a big one just collapse in the water. I'm just kidding, but this is what we hear. It's insane.
It's okay.
I'm not with you though on the being in outer space. I believe God did create more than one planet, so I believe mankind will be exploring other planets. But hey, each to his own.
But it is possible that God created humans who could create a simulation that other humans can live in. Right?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead,
So
Jess.
We live in Idaho and we're surrounded by mountains, and they're inhabitable. I mean, if somebody wants to live in Mars, they should start practicing right here. My backyard. And then I believe that Elon Musk gets a bunch of taxpayers' money so that he can play with a bunch of money doing whatever the hell he wants, and we're never gonna make it to Mars. I don't think. I mean, I think he's just.
I don't think so either, bro.
He's just playing, splashing money like crazy.
They're sending the stuff out there in space, not to say, oh, we want to go see what Mars is like. No, dude, they're freaking doing it so they can have more like guidance systems and more cameras out there, or whatever the hell they're building out there in the outer rim or outside the firmament. Whatever, dude. Like, yeah, it could be like the movie Elysium. Maybe they're building this like like ring around the earth that we have no freaking clue about, where the elite get to live in while we just get to suffer down here. Who knows?
But G, I'm
You
telling
mean
you,
we'll be living there, G?
the mountains. I mean, like practice on those mountains to live on there. If they want to live in Mars or in outer space, there's so much space out here in Idaho.
Yeah,
because nobody wants to live there because it's uninhabitable.
right. Yeah, so what they're gonna do is try to make it seem like, oh yeah, you know what I was just saying earlier. They're gonna make it seem like it's terrible here on Earth, and like, hey, we've been just looking at Mars, right? And thanks to Elon and stuff, we're ready to go. Let's jump on this big Ark ship that Elon created, and we'll just transfer all you humans who want to survive and like help humanity grow, and then, you know, all the rest of like the elite get to just enjoy Earth to themselves here. Who knows, man? Like it's crazy, dude. I'm trying to figure out why they're sending so many rockets out there, and then, you know, like what are they building out there? Why do they want to keep sending stuff out there for? Like,
it's just to get more money so you can fund stuff here on Earth. Because, I mean, I don't know how many millions he gets from NASA,
right?
From taxpayers' money. It's quite a bit of money that he gets.
It's always money, Jess. You're right, dude. It's always about freaking making money.
Follow the money.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, we got about a couple more minutes left. Want to go around the table here and appreciate everybody being in the stream, and kind of gonna go in order. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, Wayside, I would like for you to go first. Nerdy, DJ, Jazzy, Sean, Jess, and then G, if you want to take us out. I appreciate it. Wayside, you got a little bit you want to share before we get off the stream?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's the season of growth. So keep your hands busy. Keep on planting the seeds. Keep on working your way to that harvest, because it's gonna be sooner than later where you're gonna have to depend on whatever you're doing, and don't look at anyone else for an example, and start being the example, because we are the chosen people. There's a reason why we're in this community. We gotta stick together and just hang on tight, be positive. And that's all I got. Aloha to everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. Nerdy.
Go Nerdy.
I think he muted himself. Yeah, he's
Go
muted.
Nerdy.
Oh, sorry.
Go Nerdy.
It wasn't Moonwalkers. Someone said it was Dushan Moonwalkers. It wasn't Moonwalkers. Mullet, it's not Moonwalkers. It's something else. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. They announced hunter stuff, and they said the hunter is now the hunted. It's epic, right? You have Rothschild Jacob passed away, so
Dude,
JB passed away.
Celebration,
right? Then you're gonna have.
Was he JB? Wait a minute.
Because he was Jacob something Rothschild. So I think in the middle.
any Rothschild that's off this earth is a blessing.
3 days after JB dies, right?
But we also have the Pope. The Pope is also JB.
But he didn't die.
Damn.
Not yet.
Whoa,
but he is
dude,
sick.
this is insane.
So it's getting pretty epic, bro. And like if you look at it, what is the Pope? The Pope is the head of the Vatican Bank, right? So if the old world is dead, then the Vatican Bank would die out. It would go away. So what's really happening here? And then we had the horses that were walking in town in the UK that was symbolizing for war and stuff like that.
Oh,
Daniel Charles Jacob Rothschild, yeah, the fourth Baron Rothschild, yeah.
Interesting.
Rothschild Baron. He's a Baron Rothschild, and he's part of the Orsini family. So the Orsini family goes all the way back. So it's pretty crazy. Like the families are being affected. That's pretty nuts, bro. So all the stuff that we're talking about before, like, as long as the families are still in charge, nothing's gonna change. But bro, it seems like the families are going away. So I think things are really changing. So I'm like, holy crap, what is really happening here? So maybe they are really cleaning house. Maybe they are really, really cleaning house here. Maybe this is really the end, right? Like, who knows? Like, this is getting really epic, guys. So, and then we had the post, Debcock post about gold. We had Trump post about going back to gold, posting the constitutional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have the
Mitch
document.
McConnell stepping down.
Yeah, McConnell stepping down. So people are stepping down. It's pretty crazy, right? And then we have the Ripple documents that came out today talking about they might do like a COMEX 589 type thing where they stop the sales of XRP to increase the price of XRP, which is interesting. Which was freaking interesting.
It's almost like it was planned all along.
Along, bro. All along. So
all right, keep going.
Yo.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I had. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, dude. Shout out to Wayside. Alan, you let the brown guy in Hawaii and the Indian guy go before me. I'm feeling some kind of way about this. I mean,
he got out and he switched positions.
Hey, I'm Cuban. How do you think I feel?
I gotta get my family's gonna.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Let me read this.
I love all you guys. I love Wayside. I love Nerdy. Nerdy is packed with so much information. He doesn't even know how to do a wrap up because he goes into another thing. That's how awesome he is. That's how awesome he is. But yeah, shout out to you guys, Jess. G wealth of information on so many levels. It's incredible. I think the Crypto Navigator has come up with a very, very good niche platform to do his thing on, and I'm proud and happy and humbled to be a part of it. And shout out to the chat. I love all you guys, and my battery's about to die, so I guess I got to get off soon. Jeez.
I just want to read this real quick from Notorious. It says, "Across the simmering veil of ages, we are time travelers embarked on a quest through the corridors of time, through the echoing halls of history and the uncharted realms of tomorrow. There is a new matter in town." Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. That was epic.
Let's go.
Nerdy,
Jess?
I yield my time to you, Nerdy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
G still got to go. He's got lots to shoot too.
Crypto Navigator, thank you so much for creating this channel and the space that you've made, man. It's such a strong base that you're starting off with on your channel, man. I'm excited to see where it's going to be going. Obviously, already seeing the likes on this one video here. I mean, this is just a great start for your channel, man. And just appreciate everybody who's coming out to support Crypto Navigator. And it's just showing the type of light that this guy's emitting, man. He's emitting some really strong frequencies for all of us like this early on a crypto channel jumping in and joining. So I want to give a shout out to Crypto Navigator for that. Last thing, I'm excited. The future is bright. There's still some obstacles that are in our way to getting there. But I think we're going to get through it, man, because we have such a strong community. So just much love to y'all. I'm going to be doing a Blue Castle live stream after this. If anybody wants to continue the party going in there.
Drop it in the private chat.
Drop your channel in the regular chat and drop the link for the guys in the private chat.
I'll join it right now.
All right, for sure. I'll drop the Jitsi chat in the StreamYard here, and I'm going to drop the YouTube channel link there. Okay, give me. Yeah, thank you, Crypto Navigator. That's all I want to say. I'm setting up the Jitsi right now.
Really,
always a pleasure having you on, bro. You guys, all you guys, I couldn't do this without you. I really, I thank God for the amazing opportunity to think of it, and he put it in my mind to do something like this. And I was hesitant for a long time, guys. Like when we were in the boardroom, I wanted to do something Like just as another night, you know, for years. Like
Yes.
I didn't do it, and I was hesitant. And guy kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. It's like, look at all the great people you've met over these
No,
years.
Alan, you're good. You're good, Alan.
And you know,
Why not?
Alan, you're doing a really good job because YouTube's hard, bro. This shit's hard as fuck. It's
Yeah,
not easy.
you're doing great
You're
job,
doing
man.
really good. Good stuff.
I dropped the Jitsi link in the private chat there for you if anybody wants to join it.
Got you.
Shout out to the chat. I appreciate every week you guys showing up and bringing new people too. I see some new names in here. Tiller, I'm not sure who you are. Appreciate how you got here. Whoever sent you, XRP King Duck. I've seen you before, but shout out to you. And anybody else I missed in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, guys. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. And
Hey, quick question: Is Win Mullet and Ralph Cooper still in the chat, or they bounced?
I don't know. Can't.
Okay, no worries.
But anyway, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you guys
Later.
on the next stream.
All right, Alan.
Good one.
Have a good one.
Peace.